Welcome back to you, my gingerbread man biscuits. I want to talk about Bitcoin diminishing gains today because it's super important. The crowd favorite, Willy Woo, has 3 price predictions, and these are alarming to me. Yes, they are alarming, not on the good side, on the bad side. Why are they alarming? Well, Willy Woo has 3 predictions that he's speculating on in his mind, and I want you to know it's not about the prices themselves, it's the fact that none of these prices are under 100K. Every single price is 710,000, 1.1 million, and 11.5 million. Now, friends, of course, if you were to ask him, he goes, no, I'm not talking about this specific cycle. And he say, my friend, Tommy, I'd like to give you a very quick pump, please. Of course, look. If you speak to him, he's not going to say this cycle, but that's not the point. The point is, in their mind, because they're Maxis, he's not a Bitcoin Maxi, friends, but the Maxis, they love this. See, why does this even appear on the front of my feed? It's because everybody loves it. Like, yes, $710,000 is the lowest. So everybody's already pre-rich in their mind. Euphoric, friends. That's what Euphoria is. Euphoria is, you haven't actually made it, but because of the drug has basically in your mind, right? The drug, dopamine release. It's flooded your brain that much that the future is so certain to you. You're so confident. You're like, oh my gosh, it's just another 3 to 5x there. We're there. We're basically there. It's coming for sure. And then you're already spending and the feelings are already like it's already happened. But that's how we know it's really dangerous. So, there's a sign of euphoria and confidence when it comes to Willy Woo and just speaking about what's going on in terms of price targets. Because look, I just got to remind you, friends, please, okay? At the end of the day, I don't care if I have to say this every single day because you're going to thank me at the end, friends. Yes, if you make a lot of money, you can, out of the goodness of your heart, tip me 1 Ethereum at the end. I don't want your money though. Give me a like, subscribe, and just give me friendship. That's all I want. Just open your mind and listen so you don't get destroyed because they're not going to tell us this. Why aren't the mainstream crypto influencers saying, hey, does anybody think it's weird we never hit 100K in 2021 with infinite QE, 0% interest rates, Elon Musk shilling it, plus buying $1 billion of it? And at the time, there was $16 trillion in the world committed to negative yielding bonds. Does anybody think it's weird we never hit 100K? Okay, let's just go to the next cycle, right? That's very important. Now, what people will do is they will then reverse engineer and they go, wait a minute. Okay, so I know what is their mind. Okay, this is somebody who's, they got a hunchback, friends. These people with hunchbacks, they'll be saying, well, I know my friend Tommy's wrong, so I'm now going to reverse engineer a reason why he's wrong. And that reason will be, well, FTX was artificially keeping a lid on the price. And Celsius was too, and all these people were just leveraged short and manipulating the price. That's what they're going to say. Look, I know the conspiracy. In fact, I was like a proponent of that conspiracy as well. And it's true, but here's the thing. The market's the market, friends. The only reason they're able to manipulate it is because it didn't really want to go that higher anyway. And how much can you even prove? This is the scary part, right? Even if you know the narrative, you know the stories, the most scary part is this. From the charts I've shown you, the 4-year average of Bitcoin, which is this price here, the 4-year average programmed in that it was going to stop here the whole time. And now, we've got to remind you, once again, the 4-year moving average, a line on a chart, which is just you go to a weekly chart, you put a 200 period, right? With TradingView, you can also change which moving period you want to be using with, which time frame you want to select. So I'm on a monthly chart here, but I've got the weekly time frame for the moving average selected. So it's crazy. On this chart, without knowing QE, without knowing Michael Chad Saylor or Elon Musk, without knowing El Salvador, this chart was saying we were going to stop there. Wild. In the first cycle, from here to here, Bitcoin did, right, look at this, did like a 20x from the moving average. Okay, it disconnected above its 4-year average by a 20x. In this one, it disconnected by about a 10x. You notice how divided by 2? And you go, wait a minute. If you're just sitting here and you're like, I wonder if it just divides by 2 again in 2021. Guess what, friends? That's exactly what it did right now. Bang. That is a 5x. So you literally go, got to write it down, man, just so everyone knows. 20, 10, 5, right? Remember, this 5, okay, this 5 here had nothing to do with the news. Nothing. It was just pre-programmed in, which tells you, see, it's not, I know we say it's spooky, which kind of is, but there are stock market sayings on this, friends. They say price moves first, fundamentals after. The price, the chart reflects everything. You know, friends, the price and the fundamentals, they're almost the same, okay? But obviously things move in cycles. So when we get to a certain area, the market is absorbing all those fundamentals and it's printing that. So all those fundamentals you think are coming, right? What most people confuse it with, they're thinking of growth rates. That's what they're thinking of. And that's why a lot of people get unfortunately wrecked, because now you're dealing with the growth rates, which means now you're introducing time and you're like, no. We're here today, but I think we should be much higher because it's so obvious that we're going to grow X amount of people in the next 5 years. Now you're introducing time there, which now, you know, friends, we live in a time. We don't control time. We don't manipulate time here. We're bound by it in our dimension here. So time, trying to predict things with time, you get yourself into a lot of hot water when it comes to markets. And so if we do that again, you go, wait a minute, complete the story. By the way, this average line, this is me just estimating, okay? This is me estimating it. So if the average line just keeps continuing, you go, wait a minute, why don't we do 2.5x from this point? Where does that give us? Bang. Literally around a $93,000 Bitcoin. So no matter the story, the news, that's why I'm telling you it's spooky that, you know, if the stock market rolls over, if China invades Taiwan, if Vladimir Putin, he's got a bit of muggus, lactose intolerant, he ate the wrong cake, starts pooping around, starts threatening with nukes, all these weird things, right? Okay, maybe Kim Jong-un, maybe too many people teasing about his haircut. They say, hey, you look kind of like a fat jelly bean marshmallow man, and he gets upset. He could just get upset, friends, and he just starts pointing nukes somewhere. The charts almost saying, wait a minute, you were going to face resistance there anyway. That's why it really is spooky how these things are kind of programmed in. It's almost like, that's why it really feels like a simulation, because you're like, wait a minute, we knew ahead of time there's going to be resistance there. And then when we get there, it could be like a Fibonacci retracement or some level. You're like, we got there and this random news appears. So weird, right? But also that's why part of the news is including me telling you, like, look at this, friends. For example, this all sounds glorious, but maybe we should start with 100K basically price target for Willy Woo that everybody thought we would achieve last cycle before talking about millions of dollars. So think about this. This is so alarming, man. Willy Woo doesn't even have a price under 100K. Like, they can't even conceive that Bitcoin can land at 100K and be fair value. Just to remind you, man, everybody in the world has been exposed to it. What Bitcoiners think is, and by the way, I'm not knocking them, just Bitcoin Maxis, just everyone in crypto, just everyone. Most people believe, because we're so confident or optimistic, we go, well, if more people heard about my product, they would like it and buy more of it. But Bitcoin Maxis, they're wrestling with a really rough idea. Basically, the whole world has seen your product and they go, it's pretty shit. And they don't like, they're like, whoa. They're like, no, you don't get it, man. There's decentralization. Like, nah, we don't care. It's the first Genesis crypto with Satoshi. Nah, we didn't care. Okay, because Ethereum's cool too. And they go, no, we're older than Ethereum. They go, yeah, how old? Ethereum 2014, you're 2009. Same shit. Literally, that's how they're thinking, right? And you know they're thinking like that. Like, who cares? Like, can you do anything with Bitcoin? Can you upgrade it? No. And then the Bitcoin Maxis go, no, but the whole point is not to upgrade it. And they're like, nah, boring. Those are the people left. Almost like you're at the end of an adoption phase. Wink, wink. If only you had a friend here can't figure out. We can't figure it out. If you had a friend here who was telling you at the end of an adoption phase like this, that this was coming, you're running out of people to get excited about this. Now all you're left with is Uncle Peter Schiff. Shout out to Uncle Peter. He watches this show. We respect you, Uncle Peter. We love and appreciate you. But you're a top signal for Bitcoin, so because Uncle Peter is storing JPEG artwork on Bitcoin. Okay, he still thinks price is going to zero, but don't worry, friends, he's using it. It's just like our parents saying, what's this? What's his Facebook thing, right? They don't really like love it, but they use it all the time. It's the same thing. They're using it 15 years after the kids. Okay. Michael Chad Saylor coming in. Everybody thinks he's an innovator. He ain't. Okay. He came in the conservative late majority part. Same as Elon Musk. Yes, they're innovators in other fields. They ain't innovators in crypto. They already made it. They didn't need to be innovators in crypto. They made it in other places. Okay. Very controversial. Who says this? Who says this, friends? Find me another person who's talking about this every single day for the whole year. No one is. And you know what? I don't really care, because at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing. I'm preparing you, because there is going to be letdowns. There is, right? Aren't you glad you got a friend like me? Friends, you don't even know. There's going to be people, they're not listening, and they're going to get freaking destroyed. I know they are, because they're just going to learn when it's too late. You know what? Hopefully they can join the Baby Doll party and like, subscribe eventually and put their life on track, because I know what's coming. It's sad, because we went through it in 2021. I put the pieces of the puzzle together. I go, oh, wow. I guess this is how it's going to play out. Right? That's why I've told you, we're not perma bears ever. We're long. The thing is, we look for other things to get long. We look for the leverage part of Bitcoin rising long, because we know Bitcoin's going to stop early and disappoint everybody like it always does. Also, quick word here. Mr. Pigeon, now friendly reminder, Mr. Pigeon sold 90% of his Chainlink. And I want you to remember, look what Mr. Pigeon said. He goes, it's incredibly risky to position yourself for the Bitcoin ETF to be a sell the news event. Might be the dumbest effing thing you can do. The asset with the best CAGR over a decade and billions of capital flows unlocked, and you decide to fade it, LeMayo. So just please, warning, do not, under any circumstances, listen to this euphoria type of talk. This is straight up confidence euphoria, okay? And I just want to remind you, I've said this before, I'm going to mention it to you again, because I know there's a lot of things to take in, friends. Look, Mr. Mikey Novogratz, he said, if the Bitcoin ETF gets approved, when it does, there'll be 60 days until it officially launches the day trading day. Okay, there's a 60-day window where it might start trading. So guess what? They have an incentive to keep it pumped until that point where everybody starts taking profit. All right, now I'm just going to show you this weekly chart just to remind you, Bitcoin stalled here. Okay, it's possible Bitcoin goes sideways here and then eventually goes down. Because what people are going to think, I'm just going to remind you, once again, markets are cruel and they're tough. What's everybody looking for? Everybody's looking for ETF launch, go to zero. Probably won't get that. Probably won't get that. You probably get ETF launch, fake the bottom, and then go like this. Maybe. And then you've capitulated everybody on time, and then you do it. That's just how games work. That's how the market works. If everybody's looking for the instant gratification of a big move up and down, you don't get it. That means everybody's positioned for both sides. But what they can be capitulated on is time. Okay, so look for, this is what I'm already prepared for it. Look for Bitcoin, maybe it stalls between 40K and 50K for the next 3 months. And everyone's like, see the Bitcoin ETF. It wasn't a buy the rumor, sell the news. It was buy the rumor, buy the news. And then once those people are in, and then there'll be another narrative, maybe corrupt SEC attacks again. Maybe there's some weird thing. Maybe people get to realize, oh my gosh, the Bitcoin only, we got scammed from Roca Negra, right? Something gets thrown out. Doesn't really matter, friends. You get to see it. It's weird how the markets work when it comes to this. But hey, you learned something today. Don't forget, Mr. Pigeon capitulated on Chainlink, 90% of it. So maybe there's opportunity there. Don't forget though, I would buy cheaper personally. If it does a triangle and goes up to 25 bucks, still be careful, friends. Just be careful. You have to play these with momentum. When you see the sky is falling, Bitcoin, big fat red candles, and everyone says it's over, that's when you can go, oh, sweet, I can actually really buy stuff and not have to worry about momentum trades. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. You have had a very jolly Christmas. I appreciate you. Catch you soon.